Welcome back, everybody, to SuperiorFandom.com. This is the Nate and Joe Show. Thanks for tuning back in. We had a great time yesterday, but it's time to get right back after it. Obviously, we got football on the mind. It's the Super Bowl just happened. I'm Nate. First of all, I'm Nate Joiners. My partner Joey Holt.
What up?
He's sporting the gray Seahawks hat.
The U.S. Seahawks.
The U.S. Seahawks. Is that the United States Seahawks, or is that what is that, Joe?
We could call them the world champion Trojans of the North, if you'd like.
Okay, well, there's that, I guess. We're joined, obviously, by the friend of the show, Brandon Ozzy Osbourne.
What up, y'all? Go Hawks.
He's
Call them the Trojans of the North all you want. I don't care.
The champ is here.
The champ is
here. Spoken.
First time this man has felt victory in his entire lifetime.
Oh, and I cried like a baby.
Although you did have some back-to-back women WNBA titles
Yeah.
recently that apparently Seattle doesn't even acknowledge.
Well, how long have I known you and told you that Seattle hasn't had a championship, and then
It's a long time.
except for the Seattle Storm, and
Yeah.
I love those women to death, and they deserve their honor in the sky. But guess what? We won the fucking Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl, y'all. Anyways, we're gonna
Skittles.
get
Skittles.
Yeah, Brandon got tipped some Skittles yesterday. He was cooking salmon. And people
Yeah,
throwing Skittles
beautiful
everywhere.
scamming.
Scamming.
Salmon.
Oh dear, this is gonna be ugly.
I'm still partying from yesterday.
Yo, shout out KK and everybody at Chapman for hooking up the
Absolutely.
pies yesterday, too. That was
clutch.
rad.
That was clutch.
It was wonderful. It went well with the salmon and Murphy's pulled pork sliders. Those were pretty fucking
Yeah,
delicious.
it was a good day of food, and I'm thankful for everybody who loved the salmon that I grilled up, and it was nice.
There you go,
You
champ.
killed it on the salmon, brother.
Yeah, it was
Killed
delicious.
it.
I didn't kill it. The Northwest Waters killed it,
Okay, well there you go. There's that.
and the guys from Pike Place Market,
Hey, Pike Place Market.
Jake and Ryan.
Good looking. That was phenomenal work. Well done. Thanks, guys. I don't know. Ozzy, get into this game. Like, first of all, I have to eat a little bit of crow. I did. I said it was the, year of the horse, and I picked Denver, and I was pretty sure that Peyton was going to get a second, and it just didn't happen. Peyton, arguably, even though he broke another NFL record, he now has, with his record-setting year, the most touchdown or the most receptions thrown in a Super Bowl game.
Completions.
Completions. Sorry.
But that's
Receptions are caught.
Yeah, you're
That's because how many attempts did he
Whatever.
have? Does anybody know?
Yeah, he went.
It was like 40 attempts.
It was 40.
34 for-
something. 40. it
Didn't
was-
he have a passer?
34 for 49,
34.
280 yards, 1 touchdown,
There you go.
2
Two
interceptions.
picks.
Yeah, if they,
Jerry Young, ladies and gentlemen, on the fact check.
Yeah.
Goddamn beautiful.
Our producing team is one of the best. We got Jarrett Young and Mr. Mike Gong working it out.
yeah.
What's up, dudes?
Good evening.
America.
But no Sean Moreno was non-existent. Their defense was non-existent. We just beat the crap out of them. And we were talking earlier that there was all of the NFC teams, including Arizona, could have kicked the crap out of the Broncos yesterday.
Yeah, I agreed.
They had a
Everything-
marshmallow schedule, and Peyton Manning aside, he set a record. Good
Yo,
job,
real quick,
but-
I gotta correct you. Like, Denver got their ass kicked,
They got it was stalled.
and Seattle won, and that's wonderful. But Denver did not necessarily have a cupcake schedule. They played in the AFC West, which was the only division in football to spawn 3 playoff teams in one division. And those playoff teams that they spawned, they went through those guys with only one loss to San Diego at the end of the year on some bullshit calls at the end of that game, I think.
I would like to rebuttal that, though, because the NFC West was a way stronger schedule, and Arizona didn't make it to the playoffs, winning 10 games, and they should have.
I agree. I'm not saying that they didn't have a slightly easier schedule than Seattle. You know what I mean? I get it. Like, I'm with you, but I mean, you can't really say that they had a cupcake schedule. I mean, they
didn't have a cupcake schedule, but I think what Ozzy's getting at is yesterday's game basically dictates exactly where the AFC and NFC is right now in the NFL. It's the NFC is obviously through history of the NFL. It's gone up and down. It's gone backwards and forwards. Sometimes for years the AFC is the dominant. The next handful of years the NFC. Right now we're in an NFC-driven NFL. The NFC is by far the dominant division in the NFL. And yesterday's game showed it. It was a disaster of a game.
They throttled them. Like,
Denver could do nothing right.
I mean, I'll give you the fact that the NFC is a stronger conference, but you can't necessarily like make that judgment based on the fact that Seattle beat the shit out of Denver. I mean, like,
what are you talking about? It's the ultimate game. It's the best team in the NFC versus the best team in the NFC.
But that doesn't
number one offense versus number two defense.
Are you at Joe?
Because there's 13.
Do you need a Tylenol?
No, there's 13 other teams that determine like the strength of a conference, and you can't.
Okay, I don't think the Denver Broncos were the number one offense. I think Peyton Manning was the number one offense.
Yeah,
he's the only player on their gut.
He's not what you said,
going down in history as the greatest. Not the greatest. Sorry, I'll back up there.
Come on.
He's definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And what kills me is this: for the last 2 weeks, all the talking heads on ESPN and on Fox, and everybody's been talking about the legacy of Peyton Manning. This dude doesn't need to prove anything else in his fucking career. He doesn't. Like, he's got a Super Bowl. He's broken. At this point, what other record is there out there for him to break?
There isn't one.
There isn't one. It's ridiculous. If he gets another Super Bowl ring, I mean, yes, it strengthens his argument as the best quarterback of all time. Maybe
they're trying to compare him to his brother because his brother's got 2 rings, but his brother's not as good of a fucking quarterback. Page for page, Eli is not that good of a quarterback. He's played for better teams than Peyton has. So what? Like,
I wish Chris Schindler was here right now to hear you say that, because Chris would.
Yeah,
he would go. His head would explode.
I'm sure I'm fired tomorrow,
but I mean,
I've already been fired twice.
I want to make 2 points, and the first point that I want to make, if we want to go back and kind of have the Eli Peyton debate. And talk about how Eli has been on better teams. Like, I mean, I guess. Like, I don't know if I can necessarily buy that, because here's the thing. Even that one year when the Giants won the Super Bowl, they were 9-7.
Both years the Giants won the Super Bowl. The Eli, Tom Coughlin almost lost his job both those years.
They were 9-7. They had to win.
They didn't win 10 games.
They had to win all 3 games. They got hot at the end and they played their ass off and they win the Super Bowl. And secondly, to drive that point home, like when Peyton was on the Colts and what's that offensive coordinator's name? The big guy. Tom Moore, I think the bigger older guy. No. That brought him up. Like I forget his name. But when he was on that team and it was that squad with like Marvin Harrison and like Reggie Wayne was the number 2 receiver. The Colts were actually like the winningest regular season team during that whole like 4 or 5 season era. It was like them and the Patriots, and that was when it was. That was when it was an AFC-driven league, driven by pocket passers, which leads me to my next point. And I think not only is this the first NFL championship for Pete Carroll in Seattle, but it's also a changing of guard in the league and proving that a running quarterback can actually get it done.
I think what we just witnessed in this game was that it's not necessarily the offense that's changing the game; it's the defense.
Well, the mantra forever has been defense wins championships.
Exactly, but what we just saw was the defense stop. They completely shut down a pocket passing offense, and Seattle's offense was just okay. Like, I mean,
up to this point, up until yesterday's game, and I
they
don't
put
think
up
anybody
43 points. I mean, you can't say they were okay.
I don't
well, their defense put up a touchdown. They got that safety. Their defense put up 7 points, and their special teams put up another 7 points. But as far as the stats show, their total yardage, they put up 341 yards over Denver's 306. Time of possession was pretty equal. Fewer passing attempts.
Seattle has the defense of this year's team has basically solidified the fact that, and up until yesterday, I would have said that the 85 Bears were the best defense in NFL history.
Even over the steel curtain?
Even over the steel curtain. That 85 with Mike Singletary and Refrigerator Perry, that defense was disgusting.
Yeah.
I think your team's defense eclipsed them yesterday. I think yesterday might have been the best defensive performance in NFL history.
What about those old Raven teams?
Well, the 2000 Ravens, I believe.
2000, 2001.
Before last year, I thought they were fantastic.
They were great. But who were they playing? Who would they beat?
That was it New York?
They beat.
No.
Well, San Francisco last year, obviously, but the first one.
My point is that they
pounded the Giants. It was like 41 to 7.
It's 41 is enough. And the quarterback of the Giants. Who was the quarterback? Where's Chris when we need him? But the quarterback of the Giants was like my mother.
Was it Hostetler?
No,
it wasn't Phil Sims or something.
No.
Hostetler won the Super Bowl, though. You can't really talk shit on him. Albeit he won it on a clink, but you can't really talk shit on the champion, homie.
My point is this. My point is this: that what they did yesterday was next to none, in my opinion.
And give it up for the 12th man too, because all of New York sounded like they were all
ridiculous.
going for Seattle.
Were there Denver fans?
I don't think so. I don't think that anybody.
So
showed.
Ozzy, the NFL didn't put a ticket block on Seattle fans.
Apparently.
No, we did it on San Francisco. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, that's messed up.
How does that make you feel, Mike?
It doesn't bother me too much. I don't think Niner fans are really going to make that commitment to go that far up north anyway. Niner fans would pretty much rather get stoned and go down the local brew hole anyway.
They have to cross the whole state of Oregon to get there.
Part of me was kind of disheveled when I first heard about that. And I was like, realistically, I don't know if this is really going to affect the numbers all that much.
Yo. But one thing I will say that makes me pretty happy about this. I'm sorry, Mike. This kind of sting a little bit. No matter how you cut it, like now Pete Carroll pisses all over Jim Harbaugh.
They don't like each other
like
at all.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire.
That whole debate could get stomped out now, and I couldn't be fucking happier. Fight on. What do you got, Ozzy?
No, I was just going to congratulate Mike because the real Super Bowl was versus Seattle versus 49ers. I mean, that was a game.
That was the game.
And it's like, as much as I don't want to give Denver as much credit, they're a great team, but I felt the same way.
That was the game.
Whoever wins this game 2 weeks ago is the champion right there.
Yeah.
No matter who, even if it was the Patriots too, I felt that the NFC was dominant going in. Just to reiterate what you guys were talking about earlier, it's just clearly the dominant conference, and
Let me ask you this, Oz. Is it going to be a Ravens type Super Bowl where of last year, where next year's team is a shell of what you guys won the Super Bowl with?
Oh man,
players just dropping off, getting paid too much.
That's one of my biggest fears. But our good friend of the show, Jeff, just told me that they passed on our defensive coordinator, so we got him for one more year. Okay. Sherman's coming back. Russell Wilson's still on.
You got Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's still on rookie contract. It'll be interesting to see who leaves. But
Lynch has another deal on another year.
I'll tell you this though.
Does Marshawn Lynch have?
I think he's got another year.
One more year. Okay.
I'll tell you this: if everybody comes back, we're gonna repeat.
Ooh, You heard it here first. Hey, Superior Fandom.
It's really hard to do that, Ozzy.
Yeah.
These are just words.
I said the same thing after the Saints won the Super Bowl.
Wait. Were you recording
And I
that?
think
Are we recording?
Two and three are really hard to do. A back to back, I don't know.
Are you giving me 100 to 1 or
no?
Well, I will say this, Oz. You and I are almost like Eskimo brothers, only different.
Yeah.
And much different. But in the fact that both of our teams have owned Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl.
Cheers.
Boom.
Cheers. Clink clank.
God damn it.
Eskimo brothers, just in a different way.
So, funny little side story. My buddy texts me. He lives up in Alaska. He says he was driving through town, saw a moose. I said, you must live in a weird town. I said, something weird happened in L.A. yesterday. He said, what's that? I said, it rained.
Yeah. Oh, that's another story, too. Right before the game started, it started raining in downtown L.A., and I was
Which
like...
is just weird. I think it was the only raining in downtown.
And I was grilling the salmon, and I felt the rain. And I smelled it. I ran into the bar, and I go, Seattle, it's raining! And everybody goes, woo! That was a special moment for me.
No, man. You deserve it, Shane.
I agree. Well done,
You
brother.
deserve it. But hey, speaking of 101 to odds, did anybody ever actually get the real odds of like what it was to get a safety on the first play? Because I heard it was 40, and then I heard it was 400, then I heard it was 600, then I heard
I
it was
almost
like
missed
66
that play.
to 1.
We couldn't figure it out exactly.
What the fuck and how much did that guy get paid?
I looked for it. Apparently, a bunch of people bet it. But
Yeah.
as far as betting it big, that's a different question. I don't know what it's plus 4. It was plus 4,000 on being the first points being scored in the game, but not 4,000 to 1. You know,
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it was.
That just mathematically, that had to be some gnarly fucking
gotta be
odds. Like
ridiculous.
whatever it was, like.
Fastest point.
Fastest points
fastest
scored
points.
in NFL. Well, there's never been a run back on kick, I would imagine.
On the opening.
But
On the
that
opening
would take
kick.
that would take more.
That would
time,
take longer.
though.
You're right, because the clock wasn't moving.
Yeah.
I know it was the first safety from scrimmage.
I feel like Devin Hester might have ran one back in that Super Bowl in the first.
It's possible.
Time,
That
man.
dude
Yeah, but
ran
a
everything
run
back
run
then.
back's like 10, 15, maybe even more seconds.
20
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The safety
All right,
was
all
a
right, you
snap, end zone, done. Whoops.
Uh-oh. And that ruined
John
everyone's
Fox
squares.
started sweating. He's like, oh.
Everyone's squares went.
Did
Shit.
anybody even win the first corner?
Oh yeah. Tom O'Leary, of course.
Of course.
He bought 45 squares from me, so he was bound to win at least one.
And he had 2-0.
Did he really buy 45?
No,
squares?
like 15, 16, yeah, something like that.
So he made his money back on the
25. Well, it wasn't even his. It was his partner's. Yeah, whatever. Thanks, Tom. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Tom
playing.
O'Leary.
10-4.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, what else, do we have anything else on Super Bowl?
I think we're done. Go
Ozzy?
Hawks, yeah.
I will say.
Wait. What did I tell you earlier? You have to call them the defending Super Bowl champions, Seattle
part of it.
Seahawks.
Well, no, they're not. Well,
not part of the-
they're reigning Super Bowl. I'll give you. They are reigning Super Bowl champions.
Well, you know where I'm going to see you next season, so yeah, we're the defending Super Bowl
So
champions.
guys,
Okay.
Nate, with this bet,
Defending.
since
Doesn't that start preseason?
Hey, wait. How many
yeah, exactly.
how many bets did you lose to me this year? Oh,
Ouch.
dose. You want to
Ozzy,
bet? You want to bet me next season?
wasn't that bet that he has to wear Seahawks stuff until they lose? And
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
that was not
does
the
this carry
bet.
over to next
I
season?
think it should.
My Seattle gear is done.
It's retired.
I owned it. I wore the shit.
You did,
I wore,
you did.
I wore
Hats
the
off
hat.
to you.
I wore the shirt. It hurt 2 weeks ago more than it hurt yesterday. Yesterday
I got a
I was
snazzy
just
hat
owned
out
it.
of this deal. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, you're wearing the hat. Joe's wearing the hat
Yeah,
right now that
he's
I
got
had
it
to wear
on.
yesterday.
It's starting to get itchy.
That's what Seattle does to you. Just gives you the fucking funk.
Yeah, it changes Raiders into Seahawks.
It itches when you morph into a Seahawk. I don't know. Good, congratulations, you son
Thank
of
you,
a
brother.
bitch.
Thank you for having me on.
I think that wraps it up. Thanks to our producing crew, Mr. Mike Gong and Jarrett Young. Joe.
We love you all. See you next time.
Hold on. Let's plug everything first. Follow us at our Twitter is up and going at Superior Fandom. Come on, guys. We have our YouTube channel, which is alive and thriving.
We're gonna put some videos on there soon.
Yeah, we got
I'm
video
recording
footage
videos.
happening.
I don't know if that's gonna be good though. Do you think people want to look at me? I mean, I don't even. Really
I don't even want to look at you.
I don't even want. Yeah.
I don't know if they want to look at you.
Yeah, we're gonna rethink.
You sell
that.
yourself way too short, Joe.
We're
Come
gonna
on.
rethink that.
I think you look pretty in that Seahawks
See,
shirt.
there you go.
Dude, you got a twinkle in your eye. Get away from me. I've seen movies start that way, you creep.
Anyways, thanks everybody. We will. You'll hear from us soon.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in 7 months after we wake up from our post NFL depression.
No way, it's
What?
baseball.
In the meantime,
7 months. We got baseball.
We're not getting
I'm
sad.
Baseball.
We got
For a week
college
and a half,
basketball.
I got
What the
pitchers
hell?
and catchers for 2 weeks.
What the hell is going on right now?
Seattle Mariners.
Nate and I are gearing up for baseball season.
Wait,
I got a Giants hoodie on, dude. Like, we're ready to go, dude.
has there ever been a city that won a Super Bowl and then won a World Series?
If there hasn't,
The 89
your city will not
Go
be
Mariners.
the first.
Joe.
The 89 Niners and the A's. The Raiders,
You can make
the
that
Raiders
one, too.
weren't there yet. So the Niners and the A's were only Bay Area teams.
Do the Pats and Sox win? I think
Look at Joe with the trivia.
I'm gonna check that one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Pats and Sox. Just for the
Niners and the A's and the Pats.
Like in
and the
04
Sox
probably.
because-
That's what I'm
because
thinking.
the
Yeah.
Raiders weren't
Yeah,
there.
but that's Oakland and San Francisco,
Yeah,
not the
but
same
the Raiders
city.
weren't there though.
You can't call it an area. Then I can claim the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah, but they've never won. That never happened though, bro.
Anyways, thanks everybody. We love you. We're out.
Go night.